Hey everyone, and welcome to the Art of Online Marketing. Today I'm going to be talking about Instagram Live. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Denise Allison and I am the owner of Strategro. I help businesses grow with social media and live video. So if you are new here, if you're new to Strategro or the Art of Online Marketing, let me know in the comments so that I can welcome you into my world. So just type in new in the comments and I'll give you a little shout out. All right, so today we're revisiting one of my favorite topics, which is live video. So for the last few weeks, I've been talking about Instagram, but Instagram also has its own live video platform. So I'm really excited to be talking about that with you all today. So we're going to be talking about how to use live video on Instagram for your business. So let me know in the comments if you've ever used Instagram Live. Just type in a yes or no, and that's it. It's that simple. And while we're on the topic of Instagram, if you haven't already, make sure that you grab your free download called 7 Instagram Tips to attract more customers. So I'll put the link for that right up here on Facebook in the comments. And if you are following me on Facebook, you can go and grab that over in my cover photo as well. So looking forward to getting you get that so I can see you on Instagram. All right, so today's topic, the lowdown on Instagram Live, 5 things that you need to know. So before we get started into it too much, what I do want to show you is how to hop on Instagram Live. So this week, I made sure that I set it up right so I can actually show you on the screen. So let's go over here. Just gotta click a few buttons. There we go. So, okay, so go on over and you are going to open up your Instagram. And then you go right up here to your stories camera. Click on it. And here you have me twice. It's a little bit funny, right? Okay, so you go over here to your stories camera, and to go live, you click right here, right next to where it says normal. And then to start your live video, all you do is you click Start Live Video. It's all pretty straightforward, so I feel kind of silly explaining it. So there you are. I'm right now live on Facebook and on Instagram. So that's how you open up your live. It's pretty simple. It's not like when you go into Facebook, there's a few extra things you need to click. It's just really, really simple. So up here, this is funny. Okay, up here it's going to tell you how many people are watching live. Right now there's nobody, thankfully, because I'm being weird. Okay, so that's going to show you how many people are watching live. So it'll give you a number. Down here it shows you who is popping in, and it's showing you if people are commenting. If you want to like invite some friends into your broadcast, you click over here. This is just to switch your video around, and that is to end your live broadcast. So I'm going to flip this off because it's probably terrifying for you to see my face twice from 2 different angles. So back to our normal view. So Instagram Live does have its own way. If you're watching on Instagram, you see the dog right now. Instagram Live does have its own way of functioning that's a little bit different than any other live video platform. So we do want to get into that today, and I'm going to tell you 5 things that are a little bit unique about Instagram Live. Okay, so it's a funny dog. Okay, he's scared of the sounds outside. People are mowing their lawns and everything, and it scares him. So he's over here looking for hugs. Okay, so number 1 is behind the scenes situations. So this is one area where I find there's a pretty big difference between Instagram Live and Facebook Live. So when you're scrolling through your Facebook feed and you see people on Live, they're normally doing things kind of like this, where I'm sharing information and it's more of a show than just showing up live and saying a little bit of anything. So it's a figure sharing some informational content with you. There's tons and tons of that on Facebook through Facebook Live. But on Instagram, there isn't so much of that. What you're seeing a lot of is people giving you more of a behind the scenes look. Maybe they're at a concert or they're at an event or they're sharing a little story about their day. It's less planned out, and it's a lot more just off the cuff, and people sharing a little bit about what's going on with them. So it's a little bit less planned. It's more of what I would call a life stream, where we're getting kind of a sneak peek into your life, and it's less of a thought leader or figurehead sharing information, and it's more of a, hey, this is my life, this is what I'm up to today, let's be friends. So it's more of that kind of thing. So it's a little bit different, and here's a few reasons why, from my point of view, obviously. So it could be a few reasons. First is that Instagram Live isn't really big yet. Like Facebook Live is huge, and there's tons of people using it, and all marketers are hopping on it, and marketers haven't had the opportunity to ruin Instagram Live yet. Just kidding, kind of. So it's not really as big yet. The second thing is, from what I've seen, the potential reach on Instagram Live is a little bit lower than it is on Facebook. And that's because you can't really share it in the same way that you would share a Facebook Live video. Like, it pops up in your newsfeed and you share it, and then more and more people get to see it. That's not to say that Instagram Live doesn't have its own value, because I think it's really valuable for the same reasons that live video is awesome. It helps you build stronger relationships with your audience. It does help you get more visibility, and it helps you build that know, like, and trust factor that you need to build a successful business. It's just that the massive reach that you can get with Facebook Live isn't really there on Instagram, because it lives more in a silo. You're not showing up in the news feed, you are showing up in your little bubble. You do have the opportunity to pop into the explore feed if you're getting a lot of engagement on your video, but there does seem to be a little of that disconnect there. So that's the first thing you need to know, is that Instagram Live is a little bit more behind the scenes than it is shows or information and that kind of content. Okay, number 2 is you can't go live on Instagram through a third-party software like BeLive or Wirecast or OBS. So this is why sometimes when I'm going live on Facebook and I want to also go live on Instagram, that's why I can't just multicast it and I have like a camera here and you guys over there and everyone's over there. It's because Instagram is really picky with its API, and it doesn't let third-party software come into its apps. Same reason you can't share links, the same reason you can't really share things on Instagram. All of that kind of is caused by the same thing. So what that does mean is you can't add in any branding. So for example, up here on my Facebook one, I have my logo, I can switch between scenes, and I can do that kind of thing because I'm using a third-party software to stream to Facebook. But you can't do that on Instagram Live. It's just native, and that's really meant so that when you're on the go, you can go live, and they want it to be in the moment and less of a stage planned kind of thing. So that's what's happening there. But adding a guest into your Instagram Live is super easy. So on Facebook, it's a bit of a pain. You do need to add in that third-party software to be able to do that. But on Instagram, it's right built into the Instagram Live platform. So let me just show you again. There we go. So if you are over on Instagram and you click these little friends down here, you can invite people over. Let's not actually do that, but you can invite people to join you in your broadcast, and then you have like your face up here and their face down there, and you can go live together at the same time and have a discussion and that kind of thing really, really easily. So you can invite guests in by doing that, or people who are watching can request to join your live stream, which I've had happen to me before, and it's like and it's someone that I don't know. It's just some stranger, and they're requesting to join my live stream, and I of course declined because I don't want like a chat roulette kind of situation to be happening, which I feel like could easily happen. So if you are gonna go live on Instagram and invite friends in to do it with you, I wouldn't really recommend letting the random people who request to join in. Just my point of view. Do it if you want. Let me know how it goes. Okay, so the next thing is another thing I want to say about adding people in live is when you're on Instagram, at the top of your Instagram newsfeed and you see the bubbles, when there's multiple bubbles, that means there's multiple people going live together. So just that little tidbit of information. Okay, next thing is you have a limit of 1 hour while you're going live. So each platform is really different in this area, I find. My face is frozen, really funny on Instagram. But on Instagram, you can go live for up to 1 hour. On Facebook Live, you can go live for up to 4 hours. YouTube, I think, is 8 hours. Periscope doesn't really have a limit. You can go live all day long if you want and like set up your own reality TV show. That would be either really cool or really awful, but they all have their differences. So Instagram Live is 1 hour. Let's see. Why? Yeah, that's the wrong page. That's why. So on Instagram, you have live up to 1 hour. It should be plenty, especially if you're doing these kind of behind the scenes kinds of things. It should be enough to do that kind of thing. Even if you're sharing informational content, an hour should be enough to do what you want to do. Often I'll just use the Instagram Live because I want to share a story, but I don't want to put up with the like 15-second time burst that the actual stories give you, and you need to like plan your story, pause every 15 seconds and then upload it. This just makes it easier to kind of share a streamlined story, so I usually do that. Okay, and the next thing is the replay. The replay for an Instagram Live lives for 24 hours in your story. So if you choose to save your broadcast, your live is going to be shared in your stories for 24 hours. So kind of that same story kind of thing where it's there for 24 hours and then it disappears off the face of the planet. So Instagram doesn't archive it to show in your highlights later like it does with your regular stories. It just pretty much goes away. I think you can share it to your camera roll and then you can have it and post it wherever you want, but it goes away off of Instagram. When Instagram Live first rolled out, it didn't let you save the replay. It was live only. So you'd go live, and if you were able to show up live, then you could watch it. And if you missed it, then you couldn't watch it at all. So it's kind of like a one-shot deal. You go live. If people watch it, great. If they don't get to see it, which created a lot of sense of urgency. But I think that it didn't really go over well because they've changed it, and now you can save it to your story for 24 hours. There is still that urgency behind it, but it's at least you can watch it from the beginning. And again, you can watch that in the stories bubbles at the top. If you miss somebody, you still want to join live though, because then you can ask questions and do all that interaction. But there is still some urgency behind it, but not as much as if you don't watch it, you never get to see it. All right, so there you have it. So the behind the scenes, I like threw my pages all over the place. So behind the scenes, no third-party apps, easy to go, easy to bring in a guest. You have up to 1 hour, and it lives in stories for 24 hours. And then I missed something else, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, behind the scenes and I said all of them. Okay, good. So that was unnecessary then. So anyway, so the point here is that I really like Facebook Live for doing this, what we're doing right now, doing the show, sharing educational content, and really giving you some tips that you can use to implement in your business to improve your marketing efforts, improve your visibility, and improve your overall social media presence. But I really like Instagram Live for doing more of those in the moments, off the cuffs. This is what I'm doing today. Here's a little story, and doing those live streams and really connecting with you on a different level. So I do really see the distinction there. I don't think that they're a complete duplication of one another. They each serve their own purpose, and they can both be pretty awesome in their own way. So I hope you like this little overview of Instagram Live. And if you want to learn more about Instagram, make sure you get your free guide, 7 Instagram tips to attract more customers. And again, I'll put in the link up here or down there, depends where you're watching. And if you're on Instagram, you guys, you can grab that from the link in my bio. So I will see everyone next week, where I will continue to talk about Instagram, and I'll be talking about hashtags. So that's always a big topic in my workshop. So if you have any questions about hashtags, you can either send them to me now, or make sure that you tune in next week on Tuesday at 10 a.m. So hope everyone has a great week, and I'll see you online.